So where are all the right clients? The right clients are those ones who show up, they get excited to pay you in full or split pay with ease. They don't give you any problems, any issues. They're just ideal clients. Where are those clients? If you're having trouble and you're looking for ideal clients, then you definitely don't want to miss this video. I'm going to share with you how to attract the right clients into your coaching business. All right, welcome back. Today I want to share with you how to attract the right clients into your coaching business, or really into any service-based business. Because the truth is, if you start business with some sort of introductory call, whether you're doing some sort of consulting or if you're doing coaching, this is going to work for you. So how do you find your ideal clients? Well, here's the truth. The right clients will self-select. So there's no need to be pushy. There's no need to chase somebody down with your credit card reader until they swipe their card. There's absolutely zero need to be needy or, text them all the time or do multiple follow-up calls. The right clients will self-select. And the reason I share this story is because I'm the type of person, when I see something that I want and it's something that I want to do, I'm going to do it. I don't need any convincing. I don't need anyone to do any sort of sales call to sell me on it. When I know that it's what I want and I've done my research on it and I determine that this is what I'm going to get, I just go after it and I do it. And those are the type of clients that you want in your business. You want the types of clients who are ready. Well, who are those people? Because at almost any point in time, anybody could be that person. But the problem is that if you happen to waste your energy or your marketing on the people who are not quite ready, on the people who are not quite sure, or the people who need convincing, then you might start feeling like, well, I don't think the right clients are out there. But the truth is that they are. So here's how to figure out and how to get those right clients to come to your business. Number one, you've got to understand what their pain points are, what their frustrations are, what is keeping them up at night, like what's that pressing problem. If you get on the phone with someone and they don't have a pressing problem, or you're talking to someone about your services and they don't actually have a pressing problem, or they don't realize that they have a pressing problem, then the conversation is really going to go nowhere. Because if they don't realize that they have a pressing problem, or if they don't have that pressing problem, and by pressing, I mean it's keeping them awake at night, it's stressing them out, it's causing them visible stress, and they really want to get it solved. If they don't have that problem, they're going to put off getting the solution. So they're going to say something like, well, when can I get back to you? Or they're going to say something like, yeah, let me think about it. Can you send me some more information? Whatever the things that people say when they're just kicking the can down the road and they just don't want to get started right away. So that's the first thing, is you've got to only deal with clients who have that pressing problem. Now, the area where I see a lot of people get tripped up, or where they kind of make a mistake, is because they are only marketing to the person who knows that they have the problem, they're really only dealing with a small percentage of the market. So here's the way that this process usually works. Someone realizes that they have a problem. Let's, take into account a business owner who is, realizing that they've only got a couple of months of cash flow left before they actually go out of business. Okay. So that's someone who knows they have a pressing problem. When they get on the phone with you, if you offer, business coaching services, because they know that if they don't get help in 3 or 4 months, they're going to be out of business, it's going to be that much easier for them to say yes to you on the phone. But everybody's not paying attention to their numbers in this example. Everyone's not paying attention to their numbers. Everyone doesn't know how much they need. Everyone's not, every business owner is not paying attention to their cash flow. So if you're only marketing and only speaking to those people who are paying attention and who realize that they have a problem, you're missing a much larger segment of the market of people who have the pressing problem. So what I like to do is to not only speak to the people who realize they have the problem, but also speak to the people who don't realize they have the problem. And in order to do this, you need to understand what are the symptoms that show up for that person to realize they have a problem. So just like a doctor, if you were to go to a doctor and you said, well, it hurts when I walk, and, sometimes I have to lean on one leg, and then often, when I'm sitting down, I feel a pain. Those are called symptoms. And the doctor is going to be able to point it out right away and say, oh, you have this thing, or, oh, I think you might have this. It's because they're looking at the symptoms to determine what the problem is. So if you know, for example, that the problem that business owners come to you for is that they have a cash flow problem, maybe you're an accountant or you do some sort of business coaching around money. If you know that that's what their problem is, well, what are the symptoms of those problems? Or what is it that they're experiencing in their business? Is it that, sometimes they have phone calls booked, but then other days they don't? Is it that they are rapidly running out of cash, but they can't figure out where their money's going? How do you know so that you can let them know? So you have to understand what the symptoms are. Let's go into an example for like a health coach. So someone who helps their clients to lose weight, feel good, and feel healthy. And you've got to be really specific on your ideal client, which is why we hammer down on this inside of Create and Fill Your Coaching Program. Create and Fill Your Coaching Program is a course that I offer to help you create your coaching program and fill it with high quality clients. And part of what we do is going over who your ideal client is. So you do have to be clear on your ideal client in order for this to work. Once you're clear on your ideal client and you start figuring out, okay, what are the symptoms that they have? Let's say you're doing health coaching and you're doing weight loss coaching, and your ideal client is someone who is maybe 10 pounds overweight. And the fact is they don't realize they're 10 pounds overweight, but they know that they don't look as good as they have always wanted to look. So what are the symptoms of that? Maybe the symptom is you used to be able to fit into something last year, but this year when you tried it on, it's a little too tight. Or, I'm not going to go into trying to figure out what the symptoms are because I can't think of them right now because I don't do health and wellness coaching, but that's an example. So you have to know what are those symptoms for that ideal client who's only about 10 pounds overweight, but doesn't realize that they are. How can we show them that they actually do have the problem? Because if you're the person that can show them, hey, this is the problem that you have, then they're going to naturally trust you because they're like, oh, she realizes that I used to be able to fit something last year and I can't fit it this year. Like, she realizes that I'm buying more shapewear, but for some reason it's just like not fitting the same way as before. Like, she realizes that my shoes are getting tighter even though I'm still the same size shoe, right? So when you know those symptoms, because you know your ideal client and you're very familiar with how the problem shows up in their life, you can now market to a much bigger segment of people who have the problem. So you got your people who are aware they have the problem, and then you have your people who are not aware that they have the problem in that segment. Okay. So the right clients, going back to the topic, the right clients will self-select, meaning when you're talking to those people and you're talking about the symptoms and the problems that they're having, you don't have to force them to come over to get on a call with you because you're talking to the people who actually have the problem. You're creating great content for them so that they understand that they do have a problem, and now they see that you're the person to help them to fix this problem. So the only thing that you need to do is to continue to put out your great content, continue to have those conversations with people. And also, if you want ideal clients, then you've got to be an ideal client yourself. So you can't expect your clients to do something that you're not willing to do for yourself. If you're not willing to take action and get serious about your life, all areas of your life, relationship, health, and wealth, because it all spills over. You cannot expect your clients to get serious and take action on their own life. So you do have to get really specific about what you are doing in your life. And finally, you do have to have some sort of funnel in place. And by funnel, all I mean is you've got to take people who are unaware, who are not quite sure that they do have the problem, and you have to have a way to ascend them from where they are into where you want them to be, which is either getting on the phone with you or purchasing your product or something like that. Okay. And those people are going to self-select at every stage. So there's a percentage of people who you give free content to that are going to say, wow, she's been really helpful and I want to work with her. How can I do that? There's a percentage of those people who decide to work with you who are going to say, wow, I really appreciate this course that she offered me. I really appreciate this group coaching program, but now I want to work with her one-on-one. There's a percentage of people that are going to say, okay, I just like whatever it is that you've got, give it to me. Those are your fanatics, where people are like, all right, you have a retreat, I'm coming to the retreat. Okay, you've got this coaching program, I'm coming here. Okay, you have this course, I'm buying that. And when you have that type of marketing and you understand that the right clients are going to self-select, it's so much easier to know who you're creating content for. I know when I create my YouTube videos, who I'm creating that content for. When I create my webinars and my free trainings, I know who I'm creating that content for. When I do my actual teachings and when I do my one-on-one and so on and so forth. So remember that the right clients will self-select. You don't have to force anybody. You don't have to struggle with anybody. Nothing has to be a struggle. You can absolutely attract everything that you want into your life. And once again, I am living proof of that. So if you have more questions on this, or you need more help, or you're trying to figure out how to actually do this, I want to invite you to a brand new free training that I have that will share with you the 6 mistakes that most coaches make and the 6 steps that you can do to avoid those mistakes to help you to create and fill your coaching program with high quality clients without having to force anyone or bring anyone in through a struggle. So if you'd like details on that and sign up for that training, just click the link in the description box, or you can go to letitia.tv/6. So SIX, letitia.tv/6, and that will take you directly to the training. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.